Music from the Renaissance times or medieval times. This is a picture of musicians from medieval times, from Renaissance times. You can see this person and this person are singing, while this person is playing this kind of a guitar. It's not a guitar. This instrument was called a lute, and it played beautiful music, kind of like a guitar, but different sounds. So these are musicians, and they're making, for sure, she's making one melody and he's making harmony. He's playing at the same time two different sounds. So this is how they look and how they played in Renaissance times. And look at this picture. This one shows us how they started writing the music. This is when the beginning of writing music. So you can see how they already invented to have these lines, but instead of doing circles like we do now, they made like little squares. They put words here to know what to say, and these were the music notes. I don't know how to read them now, but they knew how to read them, and this is how they started inventing how to write music. And that happened in Middle Ages and Renaissance times, which is super important. Another thing very important in those times, that's when they discovered or they invented two or more sounds at the same time. Before that, in primitive music, you always have just one sound at a time. Many times it was an echo, like piniebo, piniebo, ipitombo. But it was always one sound. They never had two sounds at the same time. They started doing that in the Renaissance times. And they started playing a lot with recorders. They had different sizes of recorders. They were just like ours, except these ones are made out of plastic and those were made out of wood. But they have different sizes, so the smaller ones make the sound higher and the bigger ones lower. Right now, you have this recorder. It's called a soprano, and I have one that looks just like yours but bigger, and this one is the alto. And if we play them together with different melodies, it will sound really nice. So in class, when we play music like this one, Plant the Cabbage, where we have duets, you play the top line, and at the same time, I play another melody on the bottom line, and we play together. That's music from Renaissance times. So when we do Plant the Cabbage, we're going to be playing music from Renaissance times. This is how it works, right? You play the top line, you don't play the bottom line. This one is for me, but we will play it at the same time. So it will sound really nice. You're making one melody and making another melody at the same time. So I want you to put your circle on the top lines only, because that's what you will play. And I put a line here because that's where we will take a breath all together to start again. And if it's easy, look, this is a book from somebody from last year. And it was really hard for her to read all those notes, so she put the letters. You can do that if you want, but if you're a good reader, you don't need to. But sometimes it's really hard to read so many notes. So let's remember how it goes. G, A, B, 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 B. Then you can take a little breath to go all the way to a high D. D, B, B, C, B, A, B, G. Take a breath, starts again. G, A, B, 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 B. Take a little breath. D, B, B, C, B, A, G. So the first part and the second part are almost the same. What's the difference? The first time you go up B, G, and the second time you just do G. So remember how I told you last week, the best way to learn these songs is to learn them by parts. So we just practice up to here. G, A, B, 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 B. That one is easy, so get your recorder. Let's just do up to that B. Let's do it together. You can read on your book, okay? 1, 2, ready, go. That was easy. Now, we have to go to a high D, and how many Ds there will be? D, D, D. So, can you give me 3 Ds? 3 Ds. Ready? Let's go. So 3 Ds. And then you can see how they will go down, 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 down. So we will do this. D, 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 Let's just do at the C. So we could 3 Ds and then C. Do it with me. 3 Ds, 1 C. 1, 2, ready, let's go. You just put your thumb for C. Let's do it again. Ready, let's go. D, 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 C, B. So you go D, D, D. You put your thumb for C, but then you have to switch to B. C, B. D, D, D. Put your thumb for C, and then switch to the B. So let's try together. Ready, go. Were you able to do the switch? Do it again. Ready? Let's go. Once you did that, D, 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 C, B, A. Let's do just down to A. That's easy. Ready? Let's go. And then you go, up to the B and then down to G. So D, 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 C, B, A, B, G. Let's try to do that one. Ready? Let's go. So after the A, you go up to the B and then the G. Try it again. And then it's easy because it starts all over again the same way. And the only difference that second time you go D, 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 C, B, A, G. There's no B, G. So now we can do the whole song. Let's try the whole song. 1, 2, ready, let's go. It's a beautiful melody.